Pull it together.
Do we have to?
Why don't you come in? Do it in a timely manner, please.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 125 for the week of July 31st, 2017. I am your host, Brian Thomas, alongside my lovable co-host, Tits McGee.
Tits McGee's on vacation. Shocker, bro.
The Beacon of Light, Anthony Salvatore.
Hello?
The Bootless Wonder, Gary Hines.
What's up?
And we're the podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, where we talk about the games that we've been playing during the week in a little segment we like to call Under Your Thumb. We take a quick break and come right back with the Drunken News game show? Question mark? Question mark? Why is there a question mark on the teleprompter, God Mike? You know I'll read anything that's on there.
Then I'm gonna get more creative.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. But you know what? It's still kind of hot in here. I'm not. Are we doing the weeks?
we take
are we
window.
cutting the week thing?
Take
Man, I think we all
off
just got
clothes.
hard work week.
Hard
right?
work week.
Just working hard over here.
Hard work week.
That's it. So that was our weeks.
And
hard.
let's get into
Hard
it.
working.
Perfect.
I went last week, so I'm picking first. I'm picking Anthony. He's
Wow.
a solid leadoff hitter.
This week
There you
almost. All right. So last week, Splatoon 2 came out. Didn't have enough time to play it, so this week I decided to sit at work and play Splatoon.
Hardworking.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
circle.
Sorry,
Hardworking.
I'm sorry. I conjured. Yeah, it completely ruined your whole intro.
Side note, none of us
Just
work
put a little
hard.
asterisk. Right? But yeah, so no connection at the home though, because it sucks. Because of remember we tried the Animal Crossing thing, it didn't work.
You're talking about online connection.
Online connection at work, so that's the downside to that. So stuck to the single player at work for the first 4 days I was working.
Okay.
Technically playing Splatoon, so
So let me ask you this.
Did any work get done?
Yeah,
yeah, I mean something got done.
something
What?
got
Some
done.
poor schmuck
Yeah.
got a desk.
We don't know what happened. So single player Splatoon 2. How are you liking
Is it fun?
It's what I expected it to kind of be.
That's
which-
not a yes.
I don't think that's a yeah.
It's a whole introduction of learning the different weapon types and kind of how things operate within the game.
So it's like a tutorial, basically.
It's pretty much a tutorial.
Have you finished the
tutorial?
The single player.
No, I'm in the last part of the single player.
Okay, but it still feels like a tutorial.
Yes. Well, because it's
It's almost like training wheels.
pretty much as
Okay.
you progress, it gets harder,
Training wheels.
but it introduces all the weapons within the game for each kind of
Yeah,
level
what
you
the
get
hell's
to.
going on, what's going down, how to use it.
to
You get
train-
comfortable, get used to it.
So when you go to online play, you kind of know what weapon
Yeah, it's training.
you are gonna go with, pretty much.
Sounds like just training for online.
Yeah, it sounds like training.
Correct.
I not a fan of that because the first Splatoon. Did you play the first Splatoon at all?
Did not.
Okay,
That's
so
why.
the
He didn't.
first Splatoon single player was very similar to a Mario 2D. Like you're in World 1-1 and then World 1-2, go on to World 1-3, and each little one of those, it's a self-contained little puzzle platformer that you have to use the ink to climb up the building, kill a bunch of bad guys, move on to the next thing. This one kind of introduces like a Sunset Overdrive type of thing where you can grind
on, yeah.
rails and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting, and I thought that would be unique. Did they do a lot of that in the single player?
There's a lot of the grind. It's the ropes that they use. It's like a time. So what it kind of did for this one is it gives you a time-based thing where if you complete the level under, you don't have to beat it in a certain time.
right.
It just
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
you.
If every
almost
mission
crazy.
was
Yeah.
time
Time
based.
trial.
It gets,
Daggered me in the back right there.
it gives you stuff to find within the level, and then each weapon you use to beat it, it shows you which weapon you beat it with and what the time was that you beat it with.
Okay.
Each one is definitely uniquely different than the other,
So you can just keep going back, try to beat your score.
pretty much. Because
Can you grind on rails and stuff like that in the multiplayer?
no, I haven't shot any of the rails yet in the multiplayer. I haven't
But
seen
can
any of the
you?
rails. If it's
Like
in
that's-
Don't know.
Is
if
that a
that's
mechanic in the multiplayer?
I'd like to think that it would be, but playing the first Splatoon, that's not necessarily how the game plays. So, the whole objective of Splatoon is that it's a turf war game where you're not trying to kill each other. I mean,
Just trying to get
you're
more
just trying
ink
to,
on the
yeah,
ground.
more ink on the ground and the wall. But I could see it being if you're up in the air on a railing, I guess that you could shoot down at the ground, but that's not necessarily your best option. I would say.
The rails are used in the levels specifically to get to a different part of the level because it's floating above the ground.
Oh,
So it's not like you grind like just
You're not grinding in like covering a bunch of like ground like with your paint.
It's like your character's
You're just
literally-
getting
get
from
to
point
one-
A to point
B. So you shoot
on
it.
rails.
That's kind of disappointing, to be honest.
So when they designed the level for it, it's like to teach you a different technique within the games, but it's just to get you from one end of something to the other, either to quickly access the other end of the level as like a shortcut,
Yep.
or to get to one to show you how to use a gun to pretty much shoot it.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of sounds a little lame.
You playing
to
in the
me.
multiplayer?
Only to get to level 2. Like I said, most of the time it was played at work, so I didn't get to play online because the connection is shit. But when I got home, I kind of wanted to update and customize.
Fucking work.
Yeah.
Shitty connection. How dare they?
You know, I want to be able to play online at work.
Yeah,
this
right.
is, this
Come
is a
on, guys!
demand.
I'm trying to play
Yeah,
my
I know.
Switch. You should talk to your manager about that.
I should complain. Just call in a random complaint.
So level 2 online. So I'm sure that's not too difficult to get to.
Not really.
Level 2 online, not too difficult to get to.
But you also have
Lots
to.
of 2s there.
There's a lot of them.
I'm glad that
I
you
also
stuck
did
with
lose
it.
though. So I mean, if you win, you get more experience than if you were to lose anyway. So if your team sucks, then
Yep.
or if you're not going to level as quick as
How
If
do
you
you
won.
how do you play online? What's your kind of
What's your tactic?
yeah?
the weapon. I don't usually like most people. I don't go after people. It's really it's unnecessary to really do it. They spawn relatively quick, and they can always fight to where someone else is on the map.
So they
anyway.
can do like a
squad
squid jump.
spawn.
It's a quick,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I use the dual. A lot of people use the paint roller. I use the dual weapons.
Classy.
Yeah, and that's the way to go.
Yeah,
Turned
yeah,
off the gyro thing.
Yeah, the motion controls, get that shit out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
why do you
gone.
even keep doing that shit, Nintendo? Like, get with it.
And then I haven't really switched it up from there. So I left that. A lot of people do like the paint roller though. It is.
Can you switch like weapons mid match, in between matches? Can you do any of this? Because that was like I heard like in order to change your
You have to
character,
leave.
you have to leave the
You can't
queue
do it.
or
You can't do it in lobby or waiting for while you're like searching for a match. You have to like leave, go to like Inktropolis or whatever it's called.
Back to the hub, yeah.
Yeah.
so
So
if something's not working out for
So you can only have one
mid-game,
loadout
yeah,
at a time.
that's,
I actually
that's
did
what you
not.
get stuck with.
I did not try that. I know you can single player. You can.
You can't do it in multiplayer.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
what
that's
downside.
You can't change that stuff. So you would have to leave and then rejoin.
It's almost as bad as Battlefield.
You know what? I wouldn't know, but
Kind of
Battlefield
similar.
sounds like a snooze fest.
No, you're talking like Battlefield. You can't
Destinies.
customize your weapons,
Yeah.
Oh, but at least they let you bring
but
loadouts.
you can change your loadout at any time in Battlefield. But
Like
yeah,
your
I
class.
felt that was kind of an odd decision for like a multiplayer
To not bring-
driven game like this to not be able to have. Yeah, and I see like I know some games like when you go back to Overwatch, yeah, you can change your characters whenever you want. But I know a lot of games that like at least when you start a match, let's say like Rainbow Six Siege, you start a match, you're stuck with that character, right?
Yeah.
But then at least once that game is over, if you're back in the queue, you can change your character, right? Or change your weapon loadout. But here you're saying that if you're in a queue, if you're playing with friends or whatever, you have to
Leave the
fully
part-
back out.
Yeah, you have to go back to the hub, go to the store, change your character's loadout, and then go back in. Yeah.
The downside, I guess, would be like I said, if everyone's
lot of
the whole. Well, if the whole team's using paint rollers, I mean, necessarily you can't counter their
4 paint rollers.
like the 4. Yeah.
So you just gotta have 4 paint roller yourself.
You gotta hope one guy's like you said. If someone's testing on a sniper rifle,
You gotta hope one idiot is you with the 2 pistols.
covering more ground than the guy who can't aim with the sniper rifle, and
Yeah,
Sniper
if you get-
paint rifle?
Oh yeah. So like, there's a sniper rifle. There's your automatic.
Why?
Automatic machine gun. There's the paint
Well, I can
roller,
see the automatic
there's
machine
buckets,
gun.
You can
There's
dump the-
tons of different
the-
weapons.
I'm not liking the sniper rifle.
Why?
I mean, is that helping
so what
anyone?
it does is
charge for-
it's,
yeah.
it's a charge shot. So if you shoot a long distance, the paint trails behind it too. So it does like one long streak of paint. So you're covering ground and doing damage to somebody. So granted, it's not like you're not getting a huge amount of paint on the ground.
But this
you're
character's still
also
trying to
doing-
attack enemies?
Yes. So there are some tactics to it. Like at least with Splatoon 1, there was.
I mean, you do try to knock certain people out.
Yeah, you
The
gotta
good
at
players.
least...
Like
or,
Yeah,
someone
whenever-
with the paint
or
roller,
those
you
couple
try
of
to-
seconds that they're jumping back to their teammate is helping you.
but you don't go
so-
after. I wouldn't chase.
Yeah,
somebody.
it's not like a chasing, but like
I used to. I do.
Oh, did
I
you?
did a lot of chasing. There was a lot of battling in Splatoon 1. It wasn't like, oh, let me try and get this wall. It was like, there's 2 people over there. They don't see me. I'm gonna sneak up behind them and just fucking paint roll them.
Yeah, Brian was on attack. So Brian doesn't play like you guys. He's ready to he's
I
ready to
was
spray
just,
paint.
I was just a paint roller, so I was doing mostly just like getting the paint. But if I saw somebody, I was the assist guy. I was the guy that
'Cause
like,
when you run 'em
2
over with
people
the
are-
paint roller.
Yeah, you
yeah,
run 'em over
hit him with the paint
roller.
roller is that's a classy move.
to get squished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
you get
hide,
squished.
you hide under the paint. They think that they're like, oh, this place is completely empty, and then you pop up and
Oh yeah,
smack them with a
that was
paint roller.
always
It's a classic
tactic. Yeah.
classy tactic.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can also throw it and then like it drips down the walls and stuff. So you
Yeah.
can cover the paint roll has kind of still been.
The paint roller is
Super
probably
legit.
the best to cover the most ground.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how real painters do it, right?
Just roll it out.
it's true.
I mean, it makes fucking sense.
No, it is. I mean, like I said, the aim wise, I prefer the double because it still does cover a lot, and to aim it's still pretty simple. So
So how was the online?
I had no connection issues. Obviously, the voice chat's the big concern. Like I said, someone drew me a picture I did not like.
You should have
guys-
liked it.
yeah.
No, I
should've
mean, like
reported
obviously,
it.
you had the. I would just. yell at it.
Obviously,
Yeah.
you liked it, but
Yeah. What was
somebody
the
else
picture?
shouldn't have.
No, it wasn't what he thinks it is.
Well, now we're all curious.
Yeah, now we're curious.
Is it too mature for?
They just write something in text for a picture. So you
Yeah,
just pretty
of
much wrote
course.
"fuck you" on the.
Oh, nice.
And then, did it show a picture of it?
well, no, the way that it's a bubble.
It's a-
but-
yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
so
just
he
like an
filled it
yeah.
in with his little
He
stylus.
just, yeah.
and
So
went-
think of you writing
Yeah,
"fuck
I got
you,"
with
and then
it
it
now.
pops up as an image.
It wasn't. I had anticipation from the way he was building it up.
Yeah, I was
It's not
hoping for
impressive.
some
No,
genitals.
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? You want some genitals. I mean, that's
Dude, it's like-
that's
it's like
what
we-
we all don't want, right? Wink.
How you gonna draw
Like,
genitals
come on,
like
Nintendo.
Microsoft Paint? Like it doesn't.
Come on, you ever played that stupid game on the phone where you paint
Microsoft
things?
Paint. That's a news story coming up.
You know, Brian.
Yeah, draw something.
Draw something. You ever play Draw Something? So don't tell me
Oh,
it
on the
can't be
game,
done
yeah,
because
yeah,
this
yeah.
fucking kid,
Yeah, few
drew
peop-
Gaston.
Ever
all
play
right?
PictoChat? Also,
Right? Come on,
Dude,
So,
yeah.
where there's
the
a
very
will, there's a way.
The very
all
few.
right?
We shouldn't be playing Splatoon. It should just be playing little Picto.
Hey, I don't hate, man. Don't shame him.
But anyways, overall impressions. What do you got?
It's fun. I mean, I'm not a big, multiplayer or shooter person. Strictly for online purposes, they said I'd play it probably once a week, once so often. Since I can't play it at work,
Yeah.
it's not something I probably would play at home.
Gotcha.
Because you're not you wouldn't be
Yeah.
into the flow of it. You're gonna be stuck on something else.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Something more in depth than
Right.
Splatoon 2. The customizations are pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
there are a ton of like different weapons. So you can have like the machine gun, but then you can get like a different skin for it, and it looks like the light zapper from the NES.
Oh, skins.
So that's
of
pretty
that.
cool. But
Skins
yeah,
are sweet.
there's a ton of different like shoes. Like
it's
you're
clothing.
wearing like
It's a lot of clothing.
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
a
there
lot
were
of
some
clothing.
Yeezys.
yeah. There's like tons of like real world looking sneakers.
Japanese people really love sneakers too. It's a huge thing in Japan. It's very popular.
They like dressing up
Not
squid.
surprised that they have a lot of sneakers in there.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good story.
It's true. You could Google it.
I will.
but
I hope
anyway,
you do.
Anthony, do you have anything else to say about Splatoon 2?
That would be it for Splatoon 2. Like I said, if there's an update, I'll inform you next week, besides more online play, I guess. But moving on from Splatoon 2, the second game I did play this week was called Hollow Knight.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Metroidvania, like black and white, kind of grayscale game. Hand-drawn, I think. Looks hand-drawn.
Which is always nice.
And there's really no story to it. It doesn't really introduce anything like off the get-go. It just kind of throws you right in there. And it's this abandoned town where you have to kind of figure things out for yourself. He's wearing like a black and white mask. I don't know if you've
Do you
ever
have a gun?
No,
No,
you use
it's
it's a nail. You use like a nail biter. Or it's called nail biter, but it's just a nail as a weapon pretty much. So it looks like a lance.
What are you doing to your enemies?
You slash them to death.
Slap beating the shit out of them?
That's it.
Nice.
And
Okay, I get behind that.
you collect souls or like soul power, and all the soul power does for you is that you can heal like on the spot once you collect a certain amount of,
So you're basically storing like health packs?
pretty much, to take on different enemies or stronger enemies.
Yeah, and they keep bashing the shit out of people.
So in the beginning of the game, like I said, you just dive into the town's abandoned. You dive into like this well where it's like a mine shaft, and nothing. It doesn't tell you anything. I don't know why they occupy this place.
Who's they?
Just like people with the same mask that you kind of have on.
All right. So you all live in this well?
It tells you it's a kingdom that kind of went under, or
So some civilization living here, you're not sure what the hell's going on.
something took it over, or something corrupted it, or something. But they all have the same like white mask you have on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
they're
a,
all
it's
wicked
a
ugly.
skull-ish looking mask. It's all just white with like black eyes.
Did you play this?
I have it. I have yet to play it.
It reminds me a lot of Child of Light. The music in this game is absolutely fantastic. It sounds like he took some Zelda's tunes and kind of like rearranged them to make them his own. But
Oh, plagiarism.
I will be the judge of that.
Okay.
if you ever play the game,
Rupee sounds.
Sass.
Yes.
Yeah.
it changed a little
Well,
bit.
which year are we talking here? I could go into it with rupee sounds. Don't get me started.
So it only gives you 5 hearts. Other than that, and that's pretty much really all there is to the game. I didn't make it very far. I played about an hour.
Are the enemies monsters or are they other masked people?
They have different shaped masks than you kind of have.
But so they're like people-esque?
I'm just guessing. Is the town, like I said, the town got corrupt and like everyone
But
got
they're
turned.
shaped like people.
They're shaped like people.
Humanoid.
One
Hey,
guy's
that's what I'm looking
fat
for.
mask looks like
Humanoid.
kind of like a beetle.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I like beetles. I
Do
could be
you?
into that. Yeah, beetles are cool.
Okay,
Blue beetle.
Blue beetle, yeah, that's not bad. All right, I guess I'll have to check this out.
You're not
See
gonna
what it
check
physically
this out.
looks
But
like.
I did play it. This was Steam. Only because I had the Steam code for it, so I decided to check it out. Hooked up the PS4 controller for it, and
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice, classy.
PC master race right there.
Hey,
Like
I
that.
have,
I'm
have it
working
on my
on it.
Mac. I'm just waiting to play it.
That's what I like to hear.
but yeah, that was pretty much it this week. So I only played an hour of that game. Reminds me a lot of Child of Light, so I definitely want to complete that. I just happened to got stuck on like the boss of the first level, who kept just fucking me up. So
Then you were just like, I'm done with this.
because it's a pretty like the original mine shaft you dive into is pretty like in depth to begin with, and like to get back to where he kind of is was kind of like the pain in the ass. And after dying like 3 times, I just decided it's like fuck it, I'll go back some other time. But other than that, that was it this week. So
Very nice.
Good work.
Where are we going?
let's go to back to Brian.
Okay. So I
ping pong.
continued to play Crash Bandicoot, and I am not good at the end of these games because it gets extremely difficult. I think I've probably played about 4 or 5 hours this week of Crash Bandicoot, and I've completed 4 levels.
Holy shit!
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's difficult.
So you haven't played that? I watched somebody playing that DLC. That's supposedly like the hardest level.
Yeah, I would say I probably got about a little further than halfway through that last night, and I just stopped, and I couldn't.
That's the one
finish
where
it.
you're climbing the tower.
Yeah,
Right.
Couldn't finish it. I just stopped playing, and
That looked hard as fuck.
yeah, it was very difficult, very very difficult. I got to the bonus section, and I couldn't beat the bonus, and I was like, well, if I can't beat the bonus, I'm not even gonna fucking try.
That's a great attitude.
Yeah.
These
For
were
what-
tough games.
Yeah.
For 2,
Well,
don't punish yourself. Just remember what it used to be and put it
It's
down.
still really good though. That's the thing. Is that
You
it's
like
still-
the punishment?
I don't like the punishment. I like the game of it. I like the gameplay of it.
they did say the difficulty was upped.
Yeah, it was upped, and this level is ridiculous. It's no wonder as to why they kept it out of the first one. Because if you had to beat this level, people would have probably not beaten the game.
Most people didn't beat the game.
That's
It was
also true.
very difficult.
I couldn't
Well,
even.
it's pretty cool that they released it for this though.
Yeah, it was free.
Yeah.
It was free DLC, which is I thought was really
the
cool.
best.
So not only did they have it originally in the game, but then they remastered this unreleased game level, and they were just like, "Fuck it, yeah, give it for free download. Why not?"
Yeah.
Free. Yep. So still enjoying it. I haven't moved on to Crash 2 because of I haven't beaten Crash 1 yet.
Good luck.
I hear that.
If you ever
Cheering
do,
for
I
you.
guess.
Yeah, I'm. I guess I'm close. Like you don't have to beat the level; you can just go on to the end. But I want to beat that level. But the other game that I played this week is a new game that came out. It's from Supergiant Games, and it is called Pyre. So,
I watched you play Pyre on the
Back.
PlayStation
yep.
the other night.
So I was live streaming on Twitch, which you
Okay.
can follow me on Twitch at itsamebt, same thing as my Twitter handle. And Pyre is.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably
Just gonna
not.
throw that out there to
Probably
start.
not for you. So
Didn't
it
you?
is.
Who played it at PAX?
No one did. No one did.
It was at PAX. Though.
Yeah. So Pyre is a point-and-click adventure game for the most part. Story-driven, kind of. Okay, what do you want to do next? Okay, you pick this option. You go on. And you live with the kind of consequences of building relationships, breaking relationships with these different characters that you're finding, and these different characters that you find within the world become part of your team for this weird basketball sports game that you have. So
Well, you kind of got me back on board, right? Okay, because I
Basketball.
didn't see any basketball. I saw a lot of Monkey Island-esque kind of.
Yeah, so you're seeing.
Here's the character, face pops up, and all the dialogue that comes with that, which we all know I'm a huge dialogue guy, so I was into this.
Always.
And then it switches to the other guy. I don't think I actually physically saw you move around. I feel like, the characters just kind of humped along. It was almost like a little load screen, and then it would just open right into a conversation. Was there fighting? Did I miss fighting?
No, there's no fighting.
There's nothing else.
There's no fighting. What happens?
Wait a minute, I thought there
You'll
was
love
fighting
this
when I
game.
watched it.
I
You
thought the
weren't
game
watching
was.
fighting. You were watching a game. You were watching me play like a weird version of basketball.
Oh, okay.
So the way
At
that
first,
it
I
looks,
thought it was
So it must have been pretty
it
aggressive.
looks like an RPG.
it was aggressive. I thought.
I like that.
So it looks like an RPG where you're on the left side, the enemies are on the right side, and think of it that way. But
Is this computer?
When you
in the
said
middle-
enemies, so you already threw us off. Now we're thinking fighting again.
So in the middle there is your opponent, let's say. In the middle there is a sphere or an orb that you have to collect.
It's a dodgeball?
It's a sphere.
It's like a basketball.
Think of an orb. You know what? It's a
thought
dodgeball. Actually. It's a fucking dodgeball.
Okay, so it's a dodgeball.
dodgeball.
All right,
Okay, we're on the right track. I'm now interested.
Is it red?
So you grab this orb, and you can only control one character at a time. So each character has its own unique.
Movement pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this small dog character. His name something Greentail. He's got a mustache. He's killing it.
Oh,
but
a
he's
dog
quick.
with a mustache?
Yeah, he's quick and he
do you need that
can
for?
run around enemies. And there's the humanoid-esque characters, which are fast but are also kind of strong. So they're kind of like the perfect middle ground. And then there's these big demonic people that are slow, very powerful. And the objective of this game is to basically grab the orb in the center and bring it to the enemies or the opposing team's pyre. So if I'm playing
The
as
funeral pyre.
yeah.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Oof. Hey now.
Yeah. So if you're playing
I
as
can't
a
follow that up,
yeah, so
I can't gonna sing that.
but I know which one that was.
the Doors.
Yeah.
So if you're playing as a dog character and you grab the orb and you run it into the pyre, you're only doing 15 damage to that pyre because it's quick and easy to do that.
So if you get the tank guy over there.
Yeah, it does 30 or 45 or however much,
So here comes the strategy.
Yeah, so here comes the strategy part of the game. So there's the different characters do have different attributes. So they're slow, but they're powerful, so they do more damage. So and you each time you score, the orb sets back into the middle, and everyone comes back. However, when you're playing, if you move your character, one of the characters upfield, let's say, and you leave them there and you pass the orb to something else or someone else, one of the enemy can decide, I'm going to kill that character by just walking over to him, and if he's more powerful, he'll destroy that character, or they can shoot a blast of
And
energy.
does that person go back?
That person dies, and then there's a respawn time. So technically, if
You can be man down.
you could be no man. You could lose all three of your characters in that one round, and then they can score. However, if you score with a character, they're gone for the next round. So
That character's gone, right?
That character's
Yeah.
gone for the next round until someone else scores.
Yeah, this sounds like something you're definitely gonna have to witness.
Yeah, it's
You saw it, didn't you?
I did not. I was
wasn't paying
going back and
attention.
forth checking the status of goddamn Bulletstorm,
It's a good day.
and then I think I switched over and played some Overwatch.
But
When I was watching, I just heard a lot of yelling.
yeah, there's a lot of yelling. A lot of me
Is there
just
problems at home, Brad?
telling them to suck it, and then
Yeah.
no, there's no problems at home. But
She hitting you?
no. So what you can expect from Pyre is the same thing that you can expect from any of the Supergiant games, like Transistor or Bastion. Great story elements, great music, awesome looking visuals.
A lot of reading. Well, I
of
guess they
reading
were
in this.
speaking. They were speaking it out, right?
No,
Voice
it's a
acting?
lot of reading. It's a
Oh,
lot
so-
of reading.
Yeah. Oof, that's tough.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game though. It's not really a game for Justin, I would
Oh,
say.
it's totally Brian. As soon as I
Those
laid
seems
eyes on it, I was
tactical.
like,
It's
he really
tactical,
likes
though,
this.
so you
Tactical
might actually
dodgeball.
like-
I'm out then.
You actually might like. The
Yeah, I would just be
gameplay
so
of it.
lost, because I'd be skipping a bunch.
Will you play Steamrolled Ties?
Yeah, I guess. If it didn't seem too
Without the dialogue.
Too dialogue-y,
Yeah. Each character levels up as well too. So like think of it like Borderlands skill trees and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
To help you score baskets.
Yep. Really, that's really what it is. So it's like a weird mix of like NBA Jam and Secret of Monkey Island.
Yeah, I mean,
Two
I could
favorites.
kind of be into that.
But yeah, that's really all I played this week. I'm gonna pass it right on over to you, Justin.
All right. Well, it was a slow week for me, to be honest.
Working
Not much.
hard.
Working hard, hardly working sometimes.
Someone's gonna pick up my
Not
slack,
a lot
right?
of stuff going out. Gary lent me Bulletstorm. I didn't get a chance to play it very much, but will say in Overwatch, I have climbed to my highest ranking.
Is
It's
it,
like
is it
19,
because of
15.
the Elite controller?
I have not. I stopped using the Elite controller because the bumpers were just too unreliable.
Yep.
The aiming was great, but I was fucking up the bumpers. And
Did you not switch it to like the pedals on the back?
No, I did. I was using A. That was nice to use A to jump around.
Because you can switch everything.
Yeah, it was throwing me way too far off. And then if I started playing competitive with the guys I play with, and I couldn't be playing around with the controller while I was playing with them. So
Where are you at now?
I think I'm at
you never gave us-
1950.
Ever? Is that the highest you've
Yeah.
ever been?
Well, not in the first competitive season, but the ranking was different back then.
Yeah, that was a solid 46 move back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, 46, baby. But yeah, we always win when we play together. It's so sad that when no one's online. But that's why I switched off of PlayStation. I played that highest 1950. Get at me. I'm a beast. No one can touch me. Out
That's
there.
still bronze?
Apparently.
I'm the worst.
That's got to be silver? That's got to be silver.
Yeah, I'm silver. I'm not doing too bad.
There you go. You're almost in gold.
Yep.
Making your way.
Making my way to gold, baby. One
Yeah.
of these days I might be there.
You didn't get to
hopefully.
play any Doomfist.
Did not. His little face was grayed out, but he's out there. I didn't bother playing that arcade mode where everybody's him because I don't think anything's going to be accomplished there. So I'm just going to wait for him to trickle in.
I did play that game mode where everyone was Doomfist. It was pretty epic.
Was it? I was.
It was
just
pretty
like,
epic.
Get me out of
Some
here.
guy knocked me like so far off the map, like just with his charge. It was pretty fucking sick. I only played him probably for 10, 15 minutes because I also went to competitive where he's grayed out in competitive. They'll probably gray him out for at least a week or so because they want to let people get to play
him out.
as Doomfist and so that he's not just like hurting competitive games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they definitely nerfed him from the last time that I played him in the PTR. And now that he's live, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out. He's an interesting character. I don't know if it's a character that I would particularly like to play as, but his movement is insane. His movement is
I feel like
absolutely
it's like
insane.
a Genji or something. If you're good with him, you're really good, and if you're not that good with him, you're probably just getting melted. So
Yeah, because like it just feels like he doesn't have a lot of protection, but if you're really good with
you hopefully just get out of there so before anyone hits you.
Well, if you're really good with his abilities and you can master his cooldowns on each of his abilities, if you're doing damage with your abilities, you're getting shield for that. So the way that he stays alive is by doing damage with his abilities to enemies
To keep the
and
shield
Just like it seems very difficult to master that character.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's going to be pretty decent.
Always love new shit.
But-
Gimme, free.
Nice.
There you go.
What else you got?
That's really it, man. There's not much going on in Justin World. But guess we'll keep going with Gary since you already shared.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I played Overwatch. I mean, just like Justin said, it really just grinded and competitive. I got my golden Winston gun.
Nice.
Super pumped about that.
Yep.
I didn't even realize it. All of a sudden, I looked down. I was just looking at like weapon skins, and all of a sudden, it's like I have over 3,000 CP points. Like Winston purchase.
I bought a Doomfist skin for like $250, like where he's got the white paint, like face paint all over him. Couldn't help myself.
Good for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Had to add
no,
that.
Appreciate that.
It's fucking sweet. It's the first thing I did.
Yeah, so I've just been playing. I'm over 15 hours now this season with Winston. Far and away my most played character. But really enjoying Overwatch still. I play it almost every single day. So moving on from that, I played a couple of betas. The Lawbreakers, Cliffy B just throwing out another beta, even though this game's about to come out.
Yeah.
they're getting ready for it.
Hype
But
train.
I think this is the first time that it's on PS4.
Yeah,
I'd be
so-
very interested to see how this game plays on PS4 because the other beta that I played on PS4 didn't really hold up to what I've been playing nowadays. But I will say that Lawbreakers is. I mean, I'm super excited for the game. The game's going to be $30 on release. You know, this is a game that
Can't beat it.
if you enjoy multiplayer shooters, this is going to be a perfect $30 game for you. I did play as a couple new characters that I haven't really played as. So I played as the Titan, which is like the rocket launcher guy. The movement is insane. Like the fact that you can turn your rocket launcher and shoot behind you
Yep.
to get you like moving faster is so much fun. He also has like a jump mechanic similar to like Doomfist, where you can get really close to people, and then his ultimate is pretty much he's like Raiden, like or the Emperor in Star
Shooting
Wars, just
lightning
shooting
out of his
lightning
hands.
out of his hands. So he's a pretty cool character. And then I played
I
as
can't argue with that. Rocket launchers and lightning. I mean,
yeah, and then I played as the healer.
Thunderbolts of lightning.
very,
Very
Lightning. Galileo. Sorry, Gary.
I also played as the healer, and the healer was an interesting character because he kind of shoots like an orb like Zenyatta, where you can press E over a character and then it keeps them healing for that moment in time. You also have like a jetpack that you can kind of just hover around if you press the left shift button, and he can move really quickly. He has two different guns. So he has a grenade launcher, and then he can switch to a pistol. It's interesting because I've only really been playing the assault rifle character, and I've enjoyed that character a lot. That I was like this beta. I'm like I want to try.
You want to try someone new?
Yeah.
keep it funky fresh.
The newest character, the Wraith. I see people playing it. I try to play it for like a little bit. I couldn't figure him out, and he's ridiculous. Like people are just killing everybody with this character. He's got a knife in one hand, pistol in the other, and it's just he's pretty.
that's
OP
when
at
you
the
gotta
moment.
have
OP.
your mouse and keyboard game on point for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons
Yes.
moving on, so that's
Yeah.
why I'd be interested to see how it actually plays on PlayStation. But that game is an open beta this weekend, and you're listening to it
Had passed.
last weekend. But the game is coming out, I believe, sometime in August. So moving on with betas, I played Destiny 2.
Boo.
Boys,
I witnessed this.
tell you something. Tell you something right now.
Go on.
This game is the biggest piece of shit that hasn't been released yet. Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's
this
like
is,
a constipation at this
Can
point.
I ask you, did you play with Lucas?
No, I didn't get
Oh.
that far. I didn't
Oh,
play any
God.
of the PvP because the PvP in Destiny is
So unbrokenly
it's
even.
broken. It doesn't like it's so
You know what I
unbalanced.
just
It's
said.
Unbrokenly even.
makes perfect. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's terrible. We'll edit
I didn't
that
play
out.
any of the PvP, but I did play I played the PvE, not the PvP. I will say that it runs like shit on the PS4, comparatively so to what I've been playing. So this game's running at 30 frames per second.
Yep.
And this is my first time really playing a console shooter in a long time.
Yep.
So as I'm like aiming, it's just so slow and like it just.
I mean, is it slow or
Yeah.
is it not fucking PC game?
No,
or
I'm saying
fast?
like it feels very heavy in movements.
Well, I will tell
But
you
you're
this.
coming
off of-
Destiny 1
was pretty fluid.
was very heavy too.
Yeah. That's,
This looks
this is Destiny 1.
exactly the
this is the
same.
this is the first Destiny. It's a DLC that they were like, we've already done too many DLCs, so we might as well call this Destiny 2.
I think I've heard this before.
We
Called this like
years
2
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
exactly.
It literally
they are who
is-
we thought they were.
It literally is the same thing. As when it comes to graphics, when it comes to gameplay, it is literally the same thing.
It's garbage.
The
It's
only
just
thing
like,
that has
"Ooh, look, the
changed.
environments look different. Whoa.
The only thing that has changed is they have like a darker story going on with the main campaign that I was playing through, but they are trying to spice it up with some actual dialogue, which the first game
Did
lacked.
not have.
Talk to that robot.
But the character that they introduce you to is
Dick
like
Ryder. So he's like Dick Ryder or Richard Ryder. Excuse me.
Yeah, which is a family show.
Oh yeah,
That's what you named.
he's probably the worst. Can't even believe they tried.
that was
this.
Mass Effect. But yeah, so this character that they introduce you to that's supposed to be like he's like a comic relief and he's just joking the entire time, and it's really odd because like as you're playing through the story and it's really dark and they're going for this like
Gritty feel. You have this guy pulling you out.
and he's pulling you out, and so it feels like a game that doesn't know what it wants to be, right? Do you want to be dark and gritty?
Every good game needs a Jar Jar Binks character. I'm on
Fuck
board.
that. No, fuck that.
Phantom Menace was the shit though.
Phantom was bomb, bitch.
Affleck was the bomb to Phantom.
Joe.
But yeah, so it just feels like it doesn't know what it like wants to be. Like it's going for that goofy character like
Banter.
Yeah.
banter going on, but at the same time, like it's
like people are
everyone is
dying
and
Well, it's
like,
just kind of like Mass Effect. I think I had the same gripe with this like goofy ass nonsense with the
dialogue.
like just the goofy characters. It gets.
I feel
annoying.
like the campaign is going to be more of the same, just with these added in. There might be some like cool cinematics that they show you, but it's going to be more of the same.
Well, Gary, they know their audience.
Oh yeah, and people are going to buy the shit out of this game.
Everybody heard that before.
I mean, I might purchase
Stay
it.
woke.
Oh, jeez.
I might still purchase it on PC when it comes out on PC if there's no issues with it, just to kind of see the difference.
You
Because
do also have to. It is the beta. It is the beta.
it is a beta.
Things could change.
No,
We saw this in Mass
People
Effect
like you
as
that
well.
can
We
get
know.
the feedback they need to
We
make
know.
this game a superior product.
I've seen this shit before when I was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too late at this point in time. Like
Yeah,
the game's coming out
never
a
too
couple
late.
months. Like they're
A
not
month-
making.
It's in a month and like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
so
week.
they're not making changes. This is the game.
When the game comes out, you're gonna be like rubbing your eyes, looking at it, like thinking you've seen this before.
So I saw this thing on Twitter actually where it was like Destiny 1 versus Destiny 2. So it was like this image of Destiny 1 and then it's like Destiny 2 and it's like clearly Destiny 2 is slightly better. So they're like grabbing PC shots off of Destiny 2 and then comparing it to like PS4 or Xbox One Destiny 1 stuff. So it's like clearly there's a little bit of visual difference there, but whoever tweeted it out, Gary just like responded with ooh, fire. Because everything is on fire. So
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, look, this room. And then the next
Here's this room
I thought he was saying the
on
game was
fire.
Like,
No.
great.
No,
No.
every
Game
image
was
of Destiny
fire.
2
we
was just,
had
was
fire or
Destiny's
flame.
with nothing,
image,
and
fire in
then
the background.
It
Destiny
was just flames.
fire on.
Yeah.
Like you see this room, this is that room on fire.
Although some of the particle effects were nice, but nothing that I hadn't seen before.
No,
So-
but it literally, like, graphically, it's the same thing. The weapons felt the exact same. The abilities are
just-
very similar.
And it's just
I
gonna
only
be like,
played as
oh, so
one
we're gonna do
character.
a
Did you play
raid
as
today.
Captain America?
No.
No.
It was a shield.
Don't even know. I played as. I think I used their ultimate once, and I don't even remember what it was. The game sucks. Like,
Terrible.
it is
I watched
really
it
bad.
for like 2 seconds and I was just like, "This is garbage." It's just more. It's a really really bad Borderlands. It's like such a low grade Walmart Borderlands. It's gross.
I kind of agree with that in a lot of aspects. I mean, I think Borderlands. I mean, when you talk about all the different weapons and the farming for weapons and all that
And
stuff,
even the
like,
health
Borderlands
system
does
where
it
the
way
points
better.
come flying off, points at a time, 5,000, 1,000 at a
When
time.
you
It's
think
like
about
the same.
PvE, like, Borderlands does it. I mean, I'm sure it's a solid game from a gameplay standard, and the PvP that people like, they like it. They like the one thing I do enjoy with Destiny games is the what are the raids?
Yeah.
The raids are the coolest part.
Yeah.
So if they do the raids justice, and like if they implemented some sort of matchmaking system for the raids, because my biggest gripe with it is if I had time to play a raid, you had to have 5 other people
Yeah.
online at the same time that had a couple hours to spend on the raid. Didn't happen so often for me. I didn't play Destiny, all that often. So if they come up with some sort of multiplayer for that and it's on PC, maybe I'll grab it at some point in time. But it was pretty bad.
Dumpster fire.
Pretty bad.
Well, I mean, it's kind of what I expected. I don't think I'll buy it. I was very,
It's gonna be a hard pass
very
by me.
lukewarm on Destiny 1, so I didn't get any of the expansions or anything like that. I just played to level 20, and then it was like, you can't level up any higher. And then they were like, get light points. And I was like, what the fuck are light points? I'm not playing this.
Just attach
points
your
are
wallet
armor.
to our game
Yeah, I don't.
and buy
I
'em.
don't really.
You can't buy them.
You can't.
No,
buy
yeah.
them.
Oh well, at least I'll give him credit for that.
Fair enough. But you have anything else you want to talk about, Gary?
No.
All right.
No, that's
And I
it.
think that's going to be it for Under Your Thumb this week. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with a drunken news game show.
Do we still do
Question
a game
mark?
show?
We don't do game shows anymore. So just the
The drunken news.